Hi, today we will learn Dutch or Netherlands about voor, na, tot, op. Voor is before or for. Na is after. Tot, until. At. Op. This op has several meanings. Now we will learn about voor. One for before, one for. We use same word, voor. Hij heeft voor 1 uur. He has before 1 o'clock. De brief, the letter, in de brievenbus, in de mailbox. Brieven, mails, or letter. Brief, mail, or letter. To make it more or more than one, brieven. And when you have to say the box for the mail, you put it together, one single word. It's from 2 words, but it become one word now. Brievenbus. Gegooid, thrown. He has before 1 o'clock the letter in the mail box or mails box, or the, what to say it? Yeah, the mailbox for the mails. Gegooid, thrown. We put the first verb here, heeft. The second verb at the very back or last of the sentence, gegooid. Yeah. In this case, it means before, voor. Wij kunnen, we can, volgende week, next week, een nieuwe kraan, a new newspaper, voor mijn broer, krijgen, for my brother, get. So this is the first verb, kunnen, and this is the the second verb, krijgen, get. The first in second position, second verb in the very last of the sentence. New is new, krant is newspaper, but when you have to say new newspaper, you put the e or e, but in Dutch is e, so it becomes nieuwe krant. Wij kunnen volgende week een nieuwe krant voor mijn broer krijgen. For my brother. Okay. And now we learn about na, after. Ik moet, I have to, or I must. Mijn handen, my hands. Hand is hand. Handen is hands. Wassen, wash. Na toilet bezoek. Toilet is toilet. Bezoek is visit. So when you have to say go to the toilet or do something in the toilet and something with the toilet stuff, you say toilet bezoek. It becomes one single word. It's from toilet and bezoek to toilet bezoek, but it becomes one single word. Toilet bezoek. Toilet bezoek. I must or I have to wash my hand after go to the toilet, after do my stuff in the toilet, after toilet stuff. Ik moet mijn handen wassen na toiletbezoek. After. Nou. En nou, until, tot. De winkel is gesloten. The shop is closed. Tot, it means until. 5 April 2017. When you put the month in Dutch or Netherlands, the initial or the first letter, you put it with small letter instead of big letter or capital. Yeah, always with small letter for month. The shop is closed until 5 April 2017. And then, de winkel is gesloten, tot en met. In this case, until and with. 5 April 2017. This is until, so 5 April they open again, but this one, tot and met, it means 5 April they still close. That's why this time, this one or until, tot, sometimes confusing people. So in Netherlands I see lots of tot and met instead of tot. So especially in the shop we always see tot and met because it's kinda considered as clear to say that met with and met and with. So it's like 5 April we also close. De winkel is gesloten, tot en met, until and with. 5 April 2017. So 5 April still close. Sometimes to make it short in writing, they put only T and then or and then M. This we read it as tot and met. Yeah, same with this one. Now we learn about om. My first time learning Netherlands, I always get a switch about om and op. I always wrong to say it. I always say it with op or something like that. So om, op, but I don't know, I learned it by myself or so, or my friend told me. I've kind of forgot about it. But we see the uur here. If you put it like this, and then you do it like this for om, you can see this one, and this one is quite similar. So whenever it's about a clock or uur, you put it with om. Before I always say it op. My first time learning. Zij gaan, they go, om 8 uur, at 8 o'clock, naar Lisse. To Lisse. Zij gaan om 8 uur naar Lisse. At 8 o'clock. Om 8 uur. Uur. So, uur, o'clock, always with om. At. And Lisse is city when if you want to visit the Keukenhof, the tulip garden, it's in city Lisse. The cursisten, the students of the cursus, zitten, sit, tot 11 uur until 11 o'clock in the class. In this case, 11 uur 11 o'clock, but we put tot instead of because this is, we want to say until instead of at. We want to say the students sit in the class until 11 o'clock. Tot 11 uur. And now we will learn about op. There's many things about this op stuff, but I just try to put it the one that used more often or so, but you will find another version or so. And this one, for day or for date, you use op. For a clock, you put yeah, remember about this one. And for day, for month, the initial first letter you put also with small letter. Instead of big letter or capital, you put with small letter. Op dinsdag, on Tuesday, or op 11 December, on 11 of December. 11 December. Gaan zij, go they, naar Lisse, to Lisse. So this op used for they and date, this for a clock. And this one, let op, watch out. Space here. Let op, watch out. But the really original one is from op Latin. Op Latin is watching out. One single word, op Latin. But when you have to say watch out, you put the op here at the back. You put space, so you cut here. Don't use the ten, the op going at the back. Don't forget, it becomes two words. Let op, watch out. And this one, watching out, op Latin. Sometimes you will find also let op and then dots, the full sentence about blah 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 blah, full sentence. But if you want to say watch out, the car, you don't put the dots here. You just put let op, watch out, and then you put the car or the bear or something like that without the dots. But if you put watch out, blah 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 blah, the full sentence, you put dots and then you put the full sentence here. Yeah. Op also used for on. Op haar boek, on her book. So you have book, let's say this is book, and then you want to say op haar boek, on her book. Op de daken. Daken is roofs. Roofs. On the roofs. Op de daken. Op de markt. At the market, in the market. When you have to say you will buy something in the market, you say it with, or at the market, you say it with op de markt. So, in the market or at the market. But you say it in Dutch or Netherlands with op. On the field, in this case, op is on. Same with this. Same with this. Op het veld. Veld. Field. Op het veld. On the field. When we have to say which button, even though we know that which is welke and button is knop, but when we have to say which button, we have to put the op here to make it a real or a correct way to say which button. Op welke knop. You cannot just say with that one. We have to say the op. Op welke knop. Which button, and then drukken, push. Wachten, wait. Op, for, wait for, wachten op. I call him by the phone, bell, calling by phone. Instead of until here, I call him, but you have to put the op to make it a complete sentence, to say that you make a phone call to him. You call him. Ik bel hem op. You have to put op. Bel op. Because the real word for that is opbellen. Same with this one. We got it here. We don't use the the lun. We use the bell, op, cut, and the op at the back one here. Opbellen. It becomes ik bel hem op. I call him. And then when you have to give answer is antwoord, answer, geven, give. But you also have to put the op. Give answer, antwoord geven op something. Or the question. You put the question or something here. But don't forget, when you have to say give answer, antwoord geven, you put the op after that before you continue it with other words. And then aanwezig. Aanwezig is presence. In this case, op is of. Presence of. Aanwezig op. In this case, antwoord geven. Give answer for a question. So this op can be also for. But this op is for of. The presence of someone. Aanwezig op. Yeah. So this op can work for so many words. It depends on which words comes with it. Hope you understand. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Hi, today we will learn Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia about untuk. Untuk, for, sebelum, before, sebelum, sampai, until, sampai, until, sampai dengan. Dengan is with, but if you find sampai dengan, it means until and with, even though we don't find and here. We just find the until and with, but the translation is until and with. Sampai dengan, until with. this N and G here, instead of pronounce it as DENGAN, we pronounce it as ang. Like when you have to say ringing, that N and G in the ringing is ang. That's why we say it as dengan instead of DENGAN. Yeah, dengan. Same with ringing. Yeah, dengan, ringing, that ang. This sampai dengan, sometimes we put it or write it with S small letter dot D small letter. This is correct, S dot D dot, but sometimes you will find also S small letter and then or D small letter. I prefer to use the original one, sampai dengan, instead of making it short like this, but several people prefer to put it like this. But for, let's say, formal writing like paper or something like that for the university, personally I was a lecturer, so I prefer just to write it with this, because I found this one is kind of not, it's like when you put doesn't and don't in English paper, you have to put it with do not and does not instead of doesn't or don't. This is same, but sometimes in the daily life or even in newspaper or in the meeting letter or something like that, in the formal letter, you will find S, D or S or the. I kind of forgot which one is the correct one. I think the correct formal one is this one. To make it short, the correct one in Indonesian language rule or Bahasa Indonesia rule, this one. But people in majority, I think, they are used or we are used with this one instead of this one. Yeah, but I don't know, because personally I really like with the original one. If I have to make it shorter, maybe I will put it with this one. Yeah, because this is the right one instead of this one. Yeah, but sometimes I write this one too. Yeah. Okay. So if you find this one or this one, you will rarely find this one, but more into this. So it means until and with. Sesudah, after, sesudah, or setelah. Setelah, after. I membeli, buy, rumah, house, untuk, for, ibuku. Ku is from aku. You don't use the a, you just use the ku. It becomes suffix. Ibu is mother. You put always with big letter or capital for initial. Mother. When you have to say ibuku, it means my mother. You put it together in one word. My mother, but it becomes mother, my, and together. Ibuku. Ibuku. Mobil, car, which, yang, ia, he or she, because in Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia, we don't have specific word for he or she. We just use same word, ia, beli, buy, or in this case bought, because it becomes passive sentence. Car which he or she bought. Bukan, not. Untuk, for. Ku, me. We can see here, ku, both come from aku, I, and they become suffix, but this suffix, it means my, and this suffix, it means me. So suffix ku can be my and can be me. In this case my, because this is mother, but in this case me, because this is for. Untuk is for. So when you have to say for me, this is also formal when you write it or say it as untukku. Yeah? Untuk is for, ku is me. Suffix together, it becomes untukku, for me. How if you want to say untuk aku or write it untuk aku? You can also say it like that. It's also formal. But some people like to say untuk aku, or some people say untukku. Car which he or she bought, not for me. Yeah. This membeli is buy. This beli is also buy. The original word or the basic word of the verb is beli. It means buy. Some people get confused, like when you have to do the original or the basic verb, and some, like when you have to put the prefix mem, when you have to put the prefix ber. Well, to be honest, I haven't found any like specific with this arrangement or something like that, but we Indonesian, we learn it when we are small. We hear the sounds, we hear the words, so we are used with it. But let me say like this to make it easier. This is basic word as verb. I will put it like this, verb. Sometimes this word can stand alone, become verb with its original or basic form in active sentence, like this is active sentence. But sometimes you have to put the prefix to when you have to use it as active sentence. Like this one, you cannot just say aku beli rumah untuk ibuku. You will hear it in daily conversation. Aku beli rumah untuk ibuku. You will hear it without the mum. But it's not formal for these words. If you want to write it in the formal paper or formal journal or in the formal meeting, really formal one, let's say with the president or something like that, or someone like really you respect, you use this complete one with the prefix mum. Yeah. So this one me or ber. So sometimes for active sentence, sometimes the verb stand alone, but sometimes the verb should come with prefix me or ber for active sentence. But for passive sentence, like in this sentence, car which he or she bought, the passive use basic, and it's kind of more often being used, the basic verb more often used for passive sentence. This is more often, you will find it in this form for passive. For active, you will more often find it in this form, yeah, with ber or me, with the prefix, yeah. But it doesn't mean that the passive verb doesn't have prefix, because we have also prefix for passive, which is di. Di, we haven't learned about it. We already learned about this part, the me and ber. Maybe later I will make video about the passive sentence. The passive sentence, the verb using prefix di, or sometimes also with the suffix kan, yeah. So sometimes passive comes with this one, di basic verb, also di basic verb, and then the suffix kan, yeah, like that, yeah. How to remember or to know the order or something like that, to be honest, I don't have any order or regulation for that, and it will be like really tricky, because specific words should be like this or this or that. So I will try to make it easy with the video, this one later, but basically, yeah, it's like that for the verb in Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia. Hope you understand. And now we will learn about this one. When we have to say mall in Indonesia, mal. Mal, and you don't put the another L here, you just write it mal. But sometimes people call it as mall. It should be mal, but yeah, because it is absorbed from English. Mal ini or mall ini, mal ini, this mall, tutup, close, sampai, until, yeah. Sometimes you will find this one. This is date, tanggal, date. Sometimes you will find only the date. 5 April 2017. Sometimes mal ini tutup sampai tanggal 5 April 2017, or mal ini tutup sampai 5 April 2017. Or sometimes also until, sampai, same sentence here, until, really complete with the hari, day, Senin, Monday. Then you put koma, tanggal, date, you put this one. Yeah. This is, can be like this, or can be like full with the date, or can be extra complete with the day. Hari Senin, day Monday. It means day of Monday. And then put the date, blah blah blah. You will find this is more often because it's really specific. It's saying the day and it's saying the date. So this one sometimes people kind of miss it. Even when you put the date and then this date, people still miss it. So in Indonesia you will find often with day of Monday, then date blah blah blah. Sometimes just the Monday, but this is considered as not so complete or not so formal sentence. To make it as really formal sentence or complete sentence, you have to put the day. Even though you know already this is day, Monday, and this is capital, always with day, the initial or first letter with big letter or capital. But in this case, when you have to say sampai or until, you will hear the day. Hari, Senin. Of course, because you say day of Monday, you put also date of something. This one, you put the tanggal. That's why I don't put bracket here, because this is the really good one. We'll just put star to make it like really good one. Or this one sometimes confused too, because it's when you have to say until, it's just like, so the fifth open or it's gonna close or so. That's why we put the dengan. It means until and then it means 5 April still close. Sampai dengan, until and with 5 April blah blah blah, because it's still close. So the 6th of April open. In this case, because we already put the dengan, sometimes you can use the tanggal also, date. But the real one, the really complete one or really formal one, sampai dengan, and then you put hari, day, same like this, Senin, comma, Some people will think this is long enough, so they are shortened the sentence S dot D dot or S or the, and then you put the day, Monday, and then comma, and then they shortened the date. From tanggal it becomes TGL, and then you put dot, and then you put the date. So, there's no shortened version of hari, of day. They only have shortened version for sampai dengan and tanggal, date, TGL dot blah blah blah. Sampai nanti. Sampai is until, nanti is later. Sampai nanti, it means see you later. Sampai nanti, see you later. When you have to say see you later, don't forget, use these two words. See you tomorrow. Sampai besok. Besok is tomorrow. So in Indonesian, we don't say the you when you have to say see you later, see you tomorrow. We skip the you. We just use see tomorrow, see later. But in this case, until later, until tomorrow. When we have to say see you on Monday, sampai Senin. See you on Wednesday, sampai Rabu. So even though this is sampai, until, but we use it as see you. Or we can also say sampai berjumpa lagi. Until we meet again. But we don't, of course, we don't use the we here. This is until meet again. Until next meeting. But this is sampai. Ber is prefix. Jumpa is meet. Some people use only jumpa, meet. Some people use the berjumpa, meeting. Lagi, again. Again. Sampai berjumpa lagi. Until next meeting, until we meet again. But it also means see you later. Quite similar, this one, ya. Sampai jumpa lagi, sampai berjumpa lagi. All correct? Or to be really complete, minggu depan. Minggu, in this case, with small letter, it means week. Depan is next. Next week, you put the week first, and then you put the next. Week, next. But it means next week. Minggu depan. Minggu depan. See you again next week. Sampai berjumpa lagi minggu depan. Or sampai jumpa lagi minggu depan. Or we skip this one. We just say see you next week. Sampai minggu depan. Until next week, see you next week. Yeah, that's why I put bracket. It means you can skip it. But the real complete one is this one. Like when you end it, the TV show or something like that, the quiz or so. Sampai berjumpa lagi minggu depan. It means see you next week. Yeah. And if you put the M with big letter or capital, it means Sunday. Next Sunday, minggu depan. Of course, if you write it, you will know that this is week and this is Sunday. But if you say it, it will sound same. Minggu, minggu. Sometimes we already know because it's kind of weekly meeting or so, or we already know like it's Friday, so it will be this Sunday or something like that. Yeah. Or sometimes you just say like a week, the same day with today, or the day of Sunday, like that. Yeah, because it's same. Minggu. I will add one more about sampai. Sampai also means arrive. Yeah. So this sampai, it means until, but it also means arrived. Sampai. Let I say, I will just write it somewhere, maybe here. Iya, this is short one because I just want to add this one. Iya, he or she, sudah, already or has or done, sampai, arrive. When you have to say he or she is arrived, or already arrived, or has arrived, or arrived, you say he or she arrived. Ia sudah sampai. Ia sudah sampai. Yeah. So this sampai can be until, but can be also arrive. Yes, no dot. Yeah. Now we will go to this one because this is already a bit long, I think. Yes. Sebelum, before, sesudah, or setelah, after. Kami, we, berjumpa, meet, sebelum, before, aku, I, pergi, go, ke, to, Jepang, Japan. Yeah. As we see here, this is verb, this is verb. This verb, we have to put the prefix ber, but it means in this case, it works for active sentence. Ber, yeah. We cannot use like kami jumpa. Well, in the daily conversation, you will hear it sometimes or often. Kami jumpa. But in this sentence, you have to write it, if you want to write it formal or in the correct formal way, you have to say and write it berjumpa with the prefix ber. Yeah. And in this one, pergi, pergi is a verb, it means go. This verb, it stands alone. It doesn't have to put the me or ber to say go. Because we don't have me pergi or bepergi, merpergi, berpergi. No. Yeah? We just use the basic original word to say go, pergi. We meet before I go to Japan. Kami berjumpa sebelum aku pergi ke Jepang. And now, after, kami berjumpa sesudah or setelah aku kembali or back dari from Jepang. We meet after I'm back from Japan. Kami berjumpa sesudah or setelah aku kembali dari Jepang. Back from Japan.